Hey everybody, this is Craig from 9 Volt Games, and today I'm going to do a review for Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Now, if you're like, why are you going back and doing this game? Well, it's been requested from me like 40 times now by Simply Danners, so yes, I will finally do this game for you. I know other people are like, dude, I requested a game too. How come you haven't done it? Because this one was first. I'm getting to your other ones, I swear. I promise. So, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Was it a good game? Not really. It was probably the most famous crossover game that nobody asked for. I'm not saying it's the most famous crossover game. It's not. Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Definitely not. It's Marvel vs. Capcom, hands down. I should say this is the most infamous one because it just didn't work. DC characters in no way, shape, or form should ever be fighting Mortal Kombat characters, ever, of everdom, ever. If you wanted to do, alright, this makes me mad. If you want Mortal Kombat to fight any universe of characters, besides Street Fighter, but if you want to have a crossover epic battle and have the story make sense, Killer Instinct, my friends. That's a no-brainer right there. They just match up. The thing that just didn't make sense about it with me is some of the characters didn't make sense. I'll go into the character select screen and I'll explain it to you. The fighting system, to me, was an improvement over the 3D games of the previous generation. You know, your Deadly Alliance, your Deception. Well, Deception was good. But your Deadly Alliance, your Deception, your Armageddon. This was an improvement gameplay-wise. It's really hard to dispute that otherwise. It really was an improvement. I feel like the game itself was an improvement, but I did a mass review of all my games, and when I got to this one, I said exactly what I'm going to say right now. It was an improvement over the last. It was obviously not as good as Mortal Kombat, the 2011 version, but it was a good step in between the two. Do you know what I mean? On top of that, it was Midway's last game, and it was like that smooth transition that was Midway into WB. And now the game was going to be cool, and everyone saw the Joker fatality, and they were like, well, you know what, let's fill it out. Let's see how crazy we're going to get with these DC characters, because, you know, Superman is never supposed to bleed, right? I do believe that's the rule. Superman is never supposed to bleed ever since the first comic. So how are they going to do it with Mortal Kombat? Well, it turns out that WB didn't want their characters being too brutal, so they cut out the fatalities. Now, Mortal Kombat characters still have fatalities, but they are not gory whatsoever. They're not even worth doing. And Mortal Kombat, as much as I hate the stigma that surrounds it, Mortal Kombat is fatality. That's the way it is. I've always enjoyed the actual story in the game, but Mortal Kombat's best known for its fatalities. I'll have to swallow that one back. The gameplay itself wasn't too bad. I wish that they had locked it on a 2D plane and didn't make it a 3D fighting game, because I don't think Mortal Kombat should be in 3D ever. I don't like that. If they had locked it in a 2D plane, this game would have been 10 million times better. So, what's the story? The story is actually pretty cool. I do enjoy the story of this, and it is that, you know, Raiden is blasting... There's no time on this. Raiden is blasting Shao Kahn into a portal to send him back to Outworld, and Superman is blasting Darkseid into a boom tube, and when they're doing it at the same time, it rips the universes in half and splices them together. So you have Mortal Kombat people fighting DC people, and I do like it, like the dynamics between all the characters, because all the DC people, villains and heroes, got to work together, and same thing goes in Mortal Kombat. You know, all the heroes and the villains also got to work together. So it was that an interesting dynamic. My personal favorite part was when the ninjas, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, fight Catwoman. That was a funny part. I liked. I like that part. I don't want to ruin a lot for you. Oh, and when the Joker goes power crazy, that was also a cool part. Now, what I meant by this is I understand there was 2 more characters. All right. I can't remember who the DC character was, but the Mortal Kombat character was Quan Chi. Who was the DC character? I don't remember. I was a little disappointed with this roster. Only because I really hate Kano with a passion. I hate Jax too. Now, obviously, you're going to have your... You need to have your Scorpion, your Sub-Zero, your Sonya, your Liu Kang, your Raiden, and your Kano, as much as I hate them. Because they're the original people. Okay. I know Katana and Jax and Baraka are all big parts of the stories, and I love Baraka. But I think that there should have been at least one more row of characters because I felt like the matchups weren't proper. Like, if anything, I think Lobo should have been in the game. Alright? I understand that they want to do the matchup of, you know, Kano. I guess it would be Kano and Deathstroke. I don't know. I really don't know how that matchup works. I tried to match these up, and they just don't feel right. Like, the Flash, if you're going to have the Flash on this side, you should have Cabal. Right? Am I right? Yes, I'm right. You should have Cabal if you're going to have Flash. I feel like Catwoman would have been more suited as a matchup against Melina. I guess, technically Superman and Shang Tsung are a good matchup, you know. But this whole, like, Batman Sub-Zero, that's stupid. That's dumb. It makes no sense to me. I don't know. I felt like on the DC side, they had darker characters that they could have worked with. I feel like Rorschach was like a given. I understand. All right, they said DC Universe. Now, I don't know what were they going for. The Justice League, like the whole Justice JLA, whatever. Like, if it's DC Universe, they should have took people like throughout the DC Universe. You know what I mean? I really feel like Rorschach should have been in there. On top of that, Rorschach was at the height of his popularity because Watchmen had just come out. Like, it's a no-brainer to me, but they didn't do it. Obviously, I would have liked to see some representation from the Cybernetic Ninjas. They're not in here. And my personal favorite, but he's not huge. He is now. If they did another crossover game, I guarantee you Ermac would be in it, just because he's, for a while, has been a top-tier character. I obviously would have liked to see Ermac in here. Actually, you know what? Ermac would have fit, because Ermac and Green Lantern. Come on. Dumb. Alright, so we're going to do this. I'm not going to look good. Obviously, I'll just pick Scorpion. You know, I do like this. You can pick who you want to fight. I really don't like the whole JLA shit, but I am going to get Injustice, you guys. Oh, yeah. When they go through the portals, not only does the universe splice together, Shao Kahn and Darkseid splice together, and they make Darkseid. Or Dark Khan. I said Darkseid. They make Darkseid. No, they make Dark Khan. Alright, so, you know, you have your 8-way. I wish you didn't. I wish it was locked to this plane, and it's not. I haven't played this in a while, so bear with me. I do like some of the fight mechanics, like they had the close combat like this, where you could get in close with people. You can, not in this specific one, but you can throw people to edge, run, and bash them, and you can go through buildings and such. Very simplistic gameplay. I shouldn't say simplistic. It's much better than the 3D ones. It's no Mortal Kombat 2011, but like I said, like I continue to say, it was a step in the right direction. The combos started to get a little better. I tried to pop up, and I thought maybe since it was on easy. I do want to drive in the point that this game really should have been in a fucking 3D plane. I'm trying to build my meter. Because then you get this shit called... Oh, hold on. You gotta match up in order to get out. Rage. I don't know one. Alright. So it's kind of a lame game. Should you ever go back and play it? Probably not. I mean, if you want to own it just to own it because it's such a weird combination of things, you know what I mean? Then go ahead. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it, to play it online. Nobody's playing this anymore, except for the few people who are watching this. It's really sad that it didn't work out, but honestly, being as huge of a Mortal Kombat fan as I am, I still was not super excited for this. I was excited that they were doing something different with Mortal Kombat and not doing the ones from the 3D ones, but right after, as this came out, they were making Mortal Kombat 2011, like, right at the end cycle of this, so I knew there was something better coming along. And I knew that this was like a test pilot for it. So that's the way I look at it. So I'm thankful that this game came out. I'm thankful that this game came out, and it was a commercial success. It was okay with critics. I don't really give a fuck about critics anyways, but it was a commercial success, but not big enough to help Midway stay afloat. And the Mortal Kombat team ended up going to WB, naming themselves NetherRealm, and we're getting amazing things out of it. So actually, I'm really thankful that this piece of shit came out. Would I ever go back online and play it? If you ask me right now, Craig, you want to play Mortal Kombat versus DC? No. I might actually snap this disc in half right when I'm done with this review. I highly don't. I would give this game, like, on a personal level, I would give this game a 7. On every other level, right now, if I'm being completely fair, I would give this game a 5 out of 10 if I was giving it number scores. I'm serious. And I am a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan. It wasn't fan service because we didn't ask for it. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you guys for watching.